Welcome to PushPrime. Configuring PushPrime is very easy and generally takes less than 5 minutes. This tutorial will guide you through the whole process of configuring PushPrime for your website. After you sign up and log in, you'll be brought to our dashboard. In order to use PushPrime on your website, you will first have to add your website in your dashboard. Adding your website is a very simple process. We collect a few pieces of info from you and then you're done. Click Continue on the Web button. It will bring up our new website dialog box. The first thing to enter is your website address. Skip the HTTP or HTTPS part at the beginning and just enter your domain name. At this point, you have to indicate if your website is secure or not secure. If it's secure, it will have HTTPS at the start of it. If you know that it does, click Yes. If you know that it does not, if it just starts with HTTP, click No. If you're unsure, click I don't know, please check that for me, and you will get an answer. If your website supports HTTPS, you can click Next. If it does not, you will need to choose a subdomain. Your users will have to go through that subdomain to register for notifications. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything other than come up with a subdomain name. If you type a subdomain that's already taken, it'll turn red. That won't allow you to use it. If you pick a unique subdomain, it will be blue. Once you've chosen your subdomain, click Next. This will open the General Info dialog. At this point, you can select the icon that you would like as your default on PushPrime push notifications. This icon is optional, but it's highly recommended that you upload an icon which reflects your business or brand. For best results, use square images with a size of at least 192 pixels on either dimension. For this example, I'm going to leave it with the PushPrime logo. Then, type the title of your website. By default, PushPrime uses our default parameters for sending notifications to Google Chrome. However, we do recommend that you add your own Google Push API key. You can get your own free from Google inside a Google account. If you have your own Google Push API key, check this box and enter your credentials. As well, for Apple Safari, you will need an Apple Developer account. Once you have your Apple Developer account, click the box and enter the information. You can come back at any time into your settings and make changes to these. When you click Next, we have our consent dialog configuration. Web browsers can be very stubborn when it comes to push notifications, generally to prevent people from abusing the service. So they don't allow us to customize the default permission window that opens. We have observed that opt-in rates significantly increase if you explain to users why you need to send them notification. This is when consent dialog comes into play. Before showing the default permission dialog, a special additional modal dialog will appear in the web page explaining to them why you need to send them notifications. The following image will show how it will look. You can completely customize the colors and text from styles after the initial setup is done. This dialog will appear, and then after it's clicked, the default dialog will appear, setting everything into place. We highly recommend that you set the consent dialog to Yes. The reminder button is a small icon which appears in the bottom left or bottom right of your web page. The reminder button is used to track the permission status of the users. If they initially decline the permission request, you can use the reminder button to grant permissions. The reminder button is also customizable from the Styles tab. We recommend that you keep this on Yes. When you click Next, you'll get your embed code, which you need to add into your web page. That is this code right here. You will have to add this into any page where you want to enable PushPrime. Make sure it's before the closing body tag. If you're running a WordPress, Joomla, or Magento site, you can use our dedicated plugins to add the code automatically. If your website does not support HTTPS, this is all you need to do, and you can stop here. Just click Finish, and you're good to go. If your website supports HTTPS, there is an additional step. As an HTTPS user, the dialog you get with your code will look like this, very similar to the other, but you will have a button to configure the native opt-in. Click this button to open the native opt-in configuration. In addition to the embed code you added earlier, you will have to add one additional line of code in head element in your HTML document. If you're using our plugin for WordPress, Joomla, or Magento, go to Settings and enable Native Opt-in Tags option. After you click on the blue Click Here link, it will download a zip file. These are our helper files that you will need to upload into the root of your web server. That may be a public_HTML folder. After that, click on the Verify button so that our server can verify that those files are publicly acceptable. Once the verification is done, a Finish button will appear. You can click it to finish the website setup. If you encounter any issues, please feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to help. Welcome. Now that you've set up your first website within PushPrime, I'll show you how easy it is to get into doing this. When you log in now, you'll see a page called Your Applications. The applications are the websites you've set up within PushPrime. Click the Manage link of the website you'd like to work with. You'll get quick statistics over the last 7 days, as well as a graph showing user subscriptions, and the embed code that you need to put before the closing body tag on any page that you want to have active. To create a new notification, click the New Notification button. This is where you enter in the content that will appear on the notifications that you're setting out. Everything that you type will be previewed on the right. This is the title. This is the description, showing what you want your reader to know. And then the URL that the user will click on when they click the notification. On Chrome, you can have action buttons. These buttons will appear in your notifications. You can enter a button title, button 1, and the URL to take the user to. You can also enter button 2 to give them 2 choices. Note that these are for Google Chrome only. You can schedule the notification to be sent out to all subscribers at a defined date and time. You can say if it's a recurring so that it can happen multiple times in the future. And if you have drip, you can set up an interval after sign up, which this will be sent. For example, you can have this sent 1 week after the person signs up. Advanced targeting, if you have this active, is for conditions, if they've done certain things, segments, if they're in certain segments, if they've been inactive for a certain period of time, and custom targeting for regions and languages. Once you have this set up, you can click Send Notification. If you would like to have a different icon, you can select from the defaults or click the plus to upload your own icon. It should be a square image with at least 192 pixels for best results. If you are using Google Chrome and have the rich notification function, this is where you would select the image that will show up with your notification. It will be shown below the notification in Chrome only. Once you send the notification, all of your subscribers will receive it. Other selections on the dashboard are reporting. This is where you can set certain start and end dates and see all of your statistics in an easy-to-read graph: sent, delivered, and clicked. You can also see a distribution list of platforms and subscribers. The visualizer lets you dive even deeper to see platforms, top languages, locations throughout the world of all of your subscribers, and the top regions, cities, and languages. Sent is where you can see a list of your notifications that have already been sent. Scheduled is notifications that are scheduled to send. And settings is where you can change your default icon, your website title, and many other settings shown on this page. Styling is where you can change the style settings for the additional dialogue that we do recommend you use. Users is where you can set up additional sub-users to use your account, and you can invite them by email. Segmentation is where you can set up segments which your subscribers can be sent into so that you can notify separate segments in different ways. API keys is where you can enter in different keys to integrate things into PushPrime. Be sure to use this blue link to read the development docs if you are going to do this. RSS to Push is a new feature that allows you to add RSS feeds into your push notifications. Export Subscribers allows you to export a list of all of your subscribers, and Sign Out will sign you out. Now that